not trying to give the North Koreans any advice. It would seem to me if they were to permit, at least for some period of time, American inspectors or observers in, true professional specialists, to watch whatever were to transpire, the White House would use that as very powerful ammunition to see, you see, they're prepared to verify what they are doing, and they're showing us what they're doing, and that shows that we can trust them, and that President Trump has achieved something that no one else could have imagined. North Korea has been unusually explicit, increasingly explicit, about what it means by denuclearization, in particular, denuclearization of the entire Korean peninsula, to use their art form. So in a way, they're not deceiving us if you read what they write and what they say. They're saying the condition that would have to govern the ultimate foregoing of their nuclear weapons capabilities basically requires the severing of the ROK-US alliance, the cessation, elimination of any kind of US deploying of strategic assets to the area, other kinds of conditions, maybe no more US weapon sales. I mean, you could argue these are all negotiating positions, but what I'm suggesting is that this is something that the North Koreans deeply feel they must identify. And frankly, I think sometimes in the United States those messages have been ignored. I don't think that they're dissembling here. They're saying what their true beliefs seem to be. Absent taking these steps, they're saying, in effect, there will be the continuation of the North Korean nuclear weapons program. So I don't think it's a question of confusion here. It's a question of whether or not we're prepared to take seriously what they say and to understand what the implications of that are for the larger question of whether these issues are in fact at all negotiable. And that's where we find ourselves. This will be scrutinized more heavily now because the Democrats control the House of Representatives. So we should anticipate that the Democrats will now much more vigorously elicit testimony and the like from officials in the Trump administration. So the administration will be under pressure of a kind here to reveal more and tell more. But that just underscores they cannot, that is to say, the Trump administration cannot approach this summit with the same laxity and lack of preparation as they did for the first, because they will pay a huge political price for that, I believe, over the longer run. In the United States, there's not a full awareness of almost the emotional importance that President Moon places on the development of inter-Korean relations, that for all of his protestations to say that he's on the same page with the United States with respect to denuclearization, I don't think that he is. These are two very different tracks, and the points that Secretary of State Pompeo made are definitely relevant if we follow up in what we say. There's an emotional content to this. President Moon, for better or for worse, has a lot of convictions and beliefs about the idea of reconciliation between North and South, but I don't think he's going to make the persistence of nuclear weapons a showstopper on this. Quite the contrary. He would be more prepared to move ahead on this, believing, again, I think rightly or wrongly, that in some sense that would advance the goals associated with denuclearization. That's a very big assumption, and I think it's a very questionable assumption too.